Oh, Willie Kirk. What a name to have to be in such a situation. Willie Kirk sacked after allegations of relationship with player. You lucky that I don't say players because that would just be mad. Leicester City have sacked manager Willie Kirk following an investigation into allegations he had a relationship with a player. Kirk, 45, was suspended by the by the Women's Super League club earlier this month to assist with an internal process. The Scottish boss has not been on the touchline for the past 3 games. Willie was determined to have breached the team's code of conduct to a degree that makes his position untenable, Leicester said in a statement. A complaint was logged with the club about an alleged current relationship between Kirk and a player. BBC Sport has approached Kirk for comment regarding the allegations, the timeline leading to Kirk's sacking. Following Kirk's suspension, assistant manager Jennifer Forrest and first team coach Stephen Kirby take charge for the Women's FA Cup quarter-final at Liverpool on March the 9th. So clearly that's already gone. The Foxes won 2-0. Well done. To reach the last four of the competition for the first time. Leicester have lost the 2 matches they have played since being beaten by Tottenham and Brighton in the WSL. Foster and Kirby will continue to lead the team while Leicester search for a new permanent manager. The former Everton manager Kirk joined the WSL in the summer of 2022, initially as director of football before succeeding Linda Bedford as boss that November. Last season, he guided Leicester from the bottom of WSL to safety, and they were 7th in the table this season when he was suspended. Leicester said the code of conduct which they found Kirk had breached was established and implemented before the 2023-2024 season. The code forms part of the club's ongoing commitment to professionalise the women's game since the takeover of the Liverpool FC women in 2022, promoting a performance-led culture among players, coaches, and technical staff, Leicester added. The decision announced on Tuesday comes amid scrutiny and recent commendation of player-coach relationship in women's football. In February, former Leicester manager Jonathan Morgan was sacked by Sheffield United after new information came to light about his conduct before he joined the club. Morgan's former management agency ended their relationship with him and said in a statement it had learnt new information regarding Jonathan Morgan and a relationship with a player, but he wasn't okay. While player-coach relationships in women's football remain an issue, player-coach relationships are not illegal as long as no minors are involved. I bet they can breach codes of conduct. Of course, it's not illegal. They're not family. Codes of conduct among players and managers are the caution of clubs getting their WSL license, and every club must have a safeguarding office in place. Personal relationships between players and coaches in women's football have been criticised for potentially creating a power imbalance in the squad. England manager Serena has described them as very inappropriate and not healthy. Several WSL managers, including Aston Villa, Carla Ward, and Tottenham boss Robert Villam said player-coach relationships crossed the line. Speaking before Kirk sacking, Ward said she thought relationships between managers and a player should 100% lead to the team's boss being dismissed. Football Association Director of Women's Football Bonus Campbell said in 2008 that she regarded player-coach professional relationships as a concern. Personal. Did I say professional? Personal relationship as a concern. Relationship matters contributed by Mark Sampson sacking as England manager in 2017. He lost his job after the FA described as inappropriate and unacceptable behaviour with players in previous roles at Bristol Academy. Same-sex relationships are common in the game, where WSL are only turned professional in 2018. I don't know where I stand on this, really. I understand it, but it's their workspace. Yeah, you can't look at me. Yeah, it's their workspace. Like you can't. I know, like in other corporations and other industries, it's frowned upon, but you can't. I don't know if you. I don't know if you can outright do anything about it without coming across, without trying to be slick and putting it under something else. Like, oh no, they're not doing their job well, and oh no, this and that and that and that. Not literally calling it this. Pardon me, and getting sacked for this. I don't think that that's a thing. It might be, but I'm unsure because come on now, people. Where do people find their partners? I know I'm old, so I'm saying people find your partner in and around you, innit? Wherever you at. So where are you most of the time? At work. It just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. I know there's rules like doctor patients, and I'm assuming maybe lawyer and client type shit, that type shit. You can't, because it will mess up your cases and it will mess up. I don't understand the doctor patient one really. What is that? You might give them free drugs, but then you could do that anyway, innit? I don't know what the reason is for the doctor patient one. Yeah, any doctor as well, not just therapy and none. Ooh, which might be a good question to ask a physio. Hmm. Although I don't think they count themselves as doctors, but yeah, I'm unsure. The only thing that I wouldn't like about it is having favorites. And I mean, having favorites that, and she didn't earn it because how is it okay for the players to have a relationship? How is that any different? Because what, someone doesn't have power, but what if it's someone of power? Like look at Miedemar and Beth Mead. Jesus Christ, could you have two bigger names at the club? Get me? Could you have two bigger names at the club? Well, it's clearly not showing that there's any pull because Miedemar hasn't played in a while because she's been injured. But the only time that I can see it being a problem is, when the person with the power to like make moves, make changes is misusing that power. But if he's literally that, because I don't know the player that they're talking about, so I have to use my players, isn't it? So if it was like Jonas, let's just make it that someone's gone. And Beatty, Jennifer Beatty, right? If it was them two, what? I, what's the problem? You can't, you can't. I don't see how you can promote one and not the other. I'd need someone to break it down for me. I need someone to break it down for me. Someone in the shoes of such a player or such a coach. I need to. I'm gonna have to ask her on Grassroots Gazette. I'm gonna have to ask a couple owners, couple coaches what they think about coach and player relationships because I'm unsure. I'm unsure. It could. It depends on the people, innit? It could not. It could not. Because, like, again, with the players, it's the same thing. If the players have something at home, that argument at home, and now they want to get me, now it seeps into work because you're human. You know what I mean? The only way it doesn't, you have to have control, man. You have to have control. You have to know. You know what I'm saying? But some people are just not built like that, or you have to just pay them enough to be like that. I don't know. I'm unsure right now. But for some reason I'm leaning to I don't think that this is right. I don't think you should get sacked for having a relationship. You should get sacked for abusing your power, but you shouldn't get sacked for having a relationship because that makes it seem like he forced the player to have a relationship with him. It's like, you don't have a relationship with me, you ain't getting picked. What? That type shit? Yeah, you need to be sacked for that. But if they're both loving each other, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not. Like, you can't be kissy, huggy, huggy. You have to cut that. Like, you can't smack her bum, none of that stuff. You get me? Even though she's a woman. If she's in kit, no matter of fact, if you lot are at work, forget about if she's in kit. If you lot are at work, you can't do that. She can't get into the car at work and then you two drive off. You can't do that. You can't do that. Say if someone has a problem with the player that you're going out with, okay, see that detail start to come in that make it a problem. I can see it now. I'm more thinking of if it's all hunky-dory, then leave it, innit? But yeah, but then it could still be a problem for the players to have a relationship. I don't see why that's okay. If the manager can't date a player, then why can a player date a player? I think that's the line I'm gonna stand on. If the manager, the coaches, the physio can't have a relationship with the player, why can a player have a relationship with a player? Get me? If shit goes wrong in your relationship, you can bring that shit to the team, and we can't have that. That I understand, but that works for all relationships within the club. You can't just pick on manager, player. That's everybody. Player, owner, player, ref, maybe player, physio. You get me? Coach, set piece coach, player. Like no one can vibe. And then when you do, you might lose one, because you know how people are. When people find love or when sex is good, people do strange things. Be like, you know what? I'm done here. I'm out. Sell me, or manager, I quit because I'm in love and I want to get married and all them kind of thing there. I don't know, man. I think it does complicate things. Hence why I don't know where I stand, because it complicates things. There's too many ways to look at this. If everything is smooth, then it's smooth, innit? And what if they're married beforehand? What if he's the manager? As in, is it a manager thing? You can't be the manager of Leicester and go out with an Arsenal player? Is that a thing? Because what if the Arsenal player gets bought by Leicester, or if Arsenal hire the Leicester manager? Is that just automatic? No. It's like, oh no, we got a player who's married to that manager. Can't have him if he's the best candidate. Are you really going to do that? There's so many holes. I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think about that, though. I really would. This is very interesting. Very interesting. You get me? It's not so clear cut as it seems. You understand? Dig me? But yeah, we move, man. We move. Next up, we got Sandro Tonelli. Oh yeah, he's oh my.
I'm a player, 'cause I got bitches everywhere.
Galacticos is an app for grassroots footballers that allows players to track their performance, improve their game and compete with others in the community.
Galacticos app. Download today. Please check out galacticos.com for more developments. Don't forget to network with us. Help us grow.
What's up, people? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.